Welcome to Healthy Cooking with Chef Jeff. How y'all doing out there? Hope everybody's doing well. Today we doing fall food, fall root vegetables that you never think of about for cooking. When it comes to grilling, all those type of things there, and of course I like to grill, but I'm also gonna make a soup. Since pumpkin is one of the things, and that's one of the theme foods I'm gonna use, and what I have taken here is a pumpkin and peeled it. And I'm gonna show you another application to use that pumpkin for besides soup and pie. You know, there are other things you can use it for. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it, grill it, and it's already been pre-roasted a little bit and marinated. The seasonings that we are gonna use are the seasonings you see here and a little bit of pepper. I did not use salt on this product. I'm also going to use brown sugar. Brown sugar is going to sweeten it because pumpkin traditionally it doesn't have a lot of sweet to it. But the nutritionist value to a pumpkin is, hey, it's good for vitamin A, B12. It gives you some energy. That's a good thing. It got potassium in it. So you know, when you put other things with it and you want it from that raw stage, you will get all those things. And we will show you how to capture those nutrients and those vitamins that you like to have that's good for you, especially to get through the winter months. You know, it kind of curves off some of those things like a cold and stuff. So that way we'll go ahead and show you some of the application. The first thing I'm going to start with is a traditional pumpkin soup. I got my saucepan here, and what I have here also is some chicken stock, a little bit of cream, and I took the liberty to have for those people who like to go to the grocery store and shop, I didn't want to blend all that stuff up, fresh pumpkin traditionally, so I took pumpkin filling, and that's a good application for a pumpkin soup. For the reason why I say that, because the pumpkin filling has a lot of spices in it already, and it has a lot of flavor to it. So I'm gonna increase that flavor by adding this and this to it and let it reduce. All right, so those vegetables for the fall vegetables that I was telling you about for grilling and stuff, those are some traditional root vegetables. And the ones I have are, I have some carrots. Those been seasoned with these herbs here. They've been marinated a little bit with a little bit of oil on it, so that oil will draw into the vegetable. So when I grill it, that flavor will be there. All right, and I got zucchini, another form of squash, yellow squash, traditionally crookneck yellow squash, and I got sweet potato. It also been seasoned with these same basic herbs here. And you may notice I got a traditional onion. I'm using a red onion because the red onion is very sweet, and I need to add more color to the plate. All right, so that's one of the applications. And another thing that I have in there is butternut squash. I have that also. That's almost like the pumpkin. It's in the same family with the squash in the pumpkin. All right, those are some of the applications that I have. This right here is a roasted pumpkin already. And what I'm gonna do to that is I'm gonna grill that so the sweetness with the brown sugar on that will come out. So you'll get a chance to see pumpkin in a different application. Okay, over here is all those vegetables I just mentioned to you. The one I did not show you earlier is the butternut squash. This is the butternut squash. When it's cooked, it looks similar to pumpkin. You can also make this into a bisque also. All right, well, let me get started on the soup. I'm gonna heat my pan up, and I'm gonna put all my stock in here. Like I said earlier, all the flavor for this dish, it is in the pumpkin itself. But I'm also going to add what I have, a little bit of cinnamon up here, nutmeg, that spice there, and black pepper to go with the bisque. And once this come to a boil, then I will add the pumpkin and let it simmer for a while. So all the flavor that you want to catch is in there. All right. And you may notice I do not have salt in this dish. I do not. Because it's about getting the nutrients out of it. If I put salt in this pumpkin, it kind of draws all the flavor out of it. So that way it will you can get the flavor of it. All right? Let me get started. How many of y'all always had pumpkin pie, I wonder, out there, and you always thought that was the only application you can use with a pumpkin? A lot of people out there today, when you see these people, they smash these pumpkins, they make jack-o'-lanterns out of these pumpkins, and you know, you grow them, people buy them, they sell them in the grocery store, and you go outside of people's houses and you see them sitting out there, and you see jack-o'-lanterns and all that kind of stuff. You know, that makes a difference. When somebody needs something to eat, why waste a pumpkin? You know? So this is a good item here. I want people to start using pumpkins a little bit more. And hey, it's a good fall food. I mean, I'm quite sure somebody's grandparent out there has made a pie or did something different with the pumpkin during dinner time, you know. And that's what I'm trying to bring back. Instead of commercializing that jack-o'-lantern, let's commercialize the nutrition value of that pumpkin. Okay? All right, I'm gonna take some of this pumpkin filling, add to my broth. Man, I wish y'all could see that rich color that pumpkin has. And that's what I'm trying to catch. Perfect. And that's what I'm trying to catch. I hope people's out there, can y'all see that from where y'all sitting? I'll come around the room and let you look at it. But I know the people out there on Facebook, since we are Facebook Live, can see that. And hello everybody, all my fans out there on Facebook. But one of the things I do want to talk about since we're on Facebook, golly, senior moment. Went out of my head. That lets you know it's live. I'm going to walk around and let some of my guests in the audience see this pumpkin stock before we get started here. All right? I hope people's around me can see. All right. And you can see the beautiful building of Vernon Woods too while we're doing it. Can y'all see that? See how that came out? That's with the pumpkin filling. And this is the beginning of it. You know, a lot of things are traditional. That's just the beginning of the pumpkin bisque. See how smooth it is? And it got that glaze. And that's from that pumpkin filling. And I wish people's on Facebook if they can see it. Yep. And for those people on Facebook, we are in LaGrange, Georgia, by the way. So people who far away and viewing us, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're down here in LaGrange and we're trying to do things a little bit different. All right. So I'm gonna let that simmer for a while and I'm gonna go over here and get this pan. This is my grilling pan right here. And this is what I'm gonna grill the vegetables on. I'm gonna let it get to a certain heat and then I'm gonna go from there, okay? All the seasonings, the zucchini and the yellow squash. I kind of want it to stay kind of crunchy, a dente flavor. That there. Wow. It's beginning to come on, and I'm loving it. And then once this comes to a good boil, I'm gonna cream it, okay? And then at the end, I'm gonna let all you guys out here taste this soup once I'm done with it, okay? And it's a quick way to make a pumpkin bisque. A good pumpkin biscuit would have some type of alcohol, like a brandy into it or something like that, or even a cognac. That's another form of brandy anyway. And now I'm adding some heavy cream to it to cut the sharpness of it and to give it a creamy-like flavor. And this right here goes good with a piece of bread. Man, you're talking about something. A piece of a baguette or something with just a little bit of slight butter to it. That's good. All right, and that's a quick version of that soup. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the grilling process. The next thing I'm gonna do, but I want people to see this, the texture of it when it comes to a similar bisque. This is just a starter version of that. You see it? See how all the spices hold to the edge of the rim of the bowl? And I'm glad I got a white bowl. And using a white spoon like this, you can really see it when it comes off. You can see the spices that's in the pumpkin soup itself. Yep, and I'm gonna taste this, by the way, while I'm on air. Yep, I hope Zaki and all the guys out there looking. That got good flavor. That got real good flavor. Reason I say that because of all the spices that's in this. I don't have to have all those spices up there to make that soup. So that's one of the reasons I chose to use a pie filling. All right. And I'm gonna set these guys to the side. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna heat up my pan. And while I'm heating up my pan, that pumpkin, slice a small piece of it, like so. And I'm gonna take a little bit of oil from this pan here, just to give you some idea. This is just it without it. This is it without it being marinated. And once this pan get good and hot. And then I'm gonna put that on there. The onion, I think I got an onion over there. No, oh, here, my marinated onion. This been caramelized a little bit in the oven. It's kind of soft, and it's gonna fall apart on me. I know it's gonna fall apart on me because you see that deep, dark richness in it. That's where it's no roasted in it, no settled. All right. This is the pumpkin with all the herbs and seasonings from here. These spices here, and I kind of roasted it a little bit to get it tender. So when people bite into it, they'll be able to taste it. And I only roasted it at 300 for 15 minutes on 300. So, because I didn't want to get it too tender, it'll fall apart on me. Okay? So those are one of the things. And this is that carrot. I'm gonna grill it as well. And we're gonna do a plate presentation on this with this soup in this plate of the vegetables. And maybe I'd get a chance to put a piece of bread with it. Or I may just use it, the vegetables, as a dip. So that's one of the things there that we can do with that. All right. Waiting on my pan to get good and hot. I should have had two of them up here so I can have one going in here and one going here. But we all have off days, and today is my off day. And there's nothing wrong with that. All right. Anybody out there got any pumpkin stories out there? And when y'all got any pumpkin stories y'all would like to share with us? No? Nobody. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let that do its thing. Got it on there. These carrots. The zucchini. The yellow squash. The sweet potato. And this right here is the butternut squash. I'm gonna turn it on its back because I want it to get a good sear to it. And once it get good and hot, you'll smell all that stuff. In the meantime, I'm gonna step away just for a second. Even though I know I'm Facebook Live, I'm gonna step away just for a few seconds because I gotta get my brown sugar. I forgot to get out of the kitchen. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, I'm back. Sorry it took me so long, but as you can see, my vegetables are seared. They're grilling right about now, but the best way to do this, I'm gonna be honest, if I had a big smoker, I would have a whole pumpkin in there smoking that guy. Earlier this year, I grilled a watermelon in front of some people, and they thought I was the craziest person in the world for putting watermelon on a grill. But you know, that was the summer food. And that's one of the things about this show. We try to take food from a different application and use it in a different way so people say enjoy it. You know, think outside the box, some people say. My chef used to say that all the time. Think outside of the box. All right. Some of the vegetables begin to get the grill marks, like the sweet potato here begin to get the grill marks. The carrot, those things normally have sugar in it, and those things can normally burn just a little bit and get that flavor in there. All right. In the same way with that squash. Now, I'm finna turn the pumpkin over. You see how nice and grilled, how nice and it came out with those grill marks? Now I'm gonna take just a little bit of this sugar, put on here, and spread it out just a little bit. Can y'all smell that out there? Can y'all smell? I wish the people on Facebook could smell it. Yeah.
Could you speak a little louder?
Could I speak a little louder? Yes, yes ma'am, I can speak a little louder. I need to use my inner voice. I apologize for that. Yep. What I'm doing here, for you guys to know, I'm taking brown sugar and basing it on the pumpkin itself. So when it caramelizes, it'll leave a grill mark on it. A nice, good grill mark, and it'll add flavor to the pumpkin itself. All right, and I'm gonna do the same thing with the butternut squash because it kind of requires it. That sweet potato don't need anything. I tell you that. That sweet potato don't need anything on it. And this is the butternut squash I'm putting it on. And you can see the grill marks came on that as well. Now what I'm finna do is, I'm finna cut this guy off. Take this stuff off this plate. And do a presentation for you. And let you also out there taste it. Oh well. That pumpkin soup. Can y'all smell that onion out there? Can y'all smell that onion out there? It smells pretty good from up here. Sweet potato. And I'm gonna let you guys taste this stuff too. So for those vegans out there, those people who like to eat just vegetables only, this is a good vegetarian dish. Look at there. I like onion. I'm sorry. And I'm cutting this on a bias so it'll look pretty good on the plate. Now, if you're a vegetarian and you like good food and you like grilled food, but this is something that'll help you right there. That's all roasted vegetables, zero fat other than a vegetable oil. That right there is the pumpkin bisque. Only fat it got in it is from the cream. So let me repeat that. This is a good vegetarian dish right here. Only fat it got in it is from the oil from the vegetables and the cream that's in the soup there. That's one of the things here for the fall, roasted vegetables, which is a good thing. It helps people, it ward off colds and all that kind of stuff too, by the way, just by using vegetables. All right. All right. I think that should be all for my show for today. Stay tuned next time on Facebook Live. I think we'll be coming back at you in November. We'll be doing a holiday theme also. So stay tuned next time.